Hello and welcome back to the We Are City channel for FC 25 Manchester City career mode, getting into the last two episodes of Season 1 now. But something I want to pick on at the start of today's episode is a loan move that's gone really successfully. Claudio Echeverri has been named in the Premier League Team of the Week, which is absolutely fantastic. He has been playing really well for West Ham, and it doesn't stop there. Because when it comes to naming the Premier League Player of the Month, the nominees are Erling Haaland, Kai Havertz, Tavernier of Bournemouth, and Claudio Echeverri on loan from Manchester City at West Ham United. He has set the world alight in the Premier League at West Ham. I think he scored about 5 goals and got 6 assists. So here is today's schedule. At home against Wolves, we will simulate, and then we go away to the Emirates to play Arsenal in the Champions League second leg. 3-1 we do lead after an Erling Haaland hat-trick in the first leg. Away to Southampton, where City could push themselves really close to win that Premier League title. At home to Aston Villa, leaving 2 Premier League games left, and we'll end the episode with an Emirates FA Cup final against a rival Arsenal. Opening game of the episode against 17th place Wolves, and Manchester City come away with a 3-0 win. Goals for Kyogo, Phil Foden and Savinho. Erling Haaland rested for the Champions League game. 3 big goals and 3 goals and a clean sheet that might just tip it over to City now with 4 games left in the Premier League. I think the title is surely heading our way. With 12 points left to play for in the Premier League, Tottenham Hotspur have dropped off drastically, and Arsenal now sit just 2 points behind them. Manchester City are 10 points clear at the top of the Premier League table, meaning the title is coming back to Manchester. We only need 2 points, 2 points more. Well, young winger Fahad Ruprecht has agreed a 12-month loan move to Coventry starting next season. Well, there's plenty of possibilities, isn't there, going into this semi-final. We are looking to go through, Atleti looking to go through. I'd hate to play Atletico Madrid in the final. City, against Simeone is going to be a real tough task for Pep Guardiola. It's one that we'd probably do in a separate episode. In fact, if that was the case, we might even play the FA Cup final in the next episode and not fit it in this one. Maybe it's 3 straight games, and then 2 Premier League games, FA Cup final the next one, and end things with that Champions League final, because I would like to end on that Champions League final, which could be, of course, the treble win. So this is assigned for going to Arsenal at the Emirates. We're going to have a front 3 of Haaland, Doku and Bernardo Silva, and Foden just in behind being that creative maestro. It is going to be Ilkay Gundogan and Alan Varela sitting in the holding midfield, within a strong back 4 once again of Akanji, Captain Diaz, Ake and Joshua Gvardiol. Edison starts and goal. The intention of keeping Arsenal as best we possibly can. Kyogo, Savinho, Grealish, De Bruyne, they're attacking 4 options on the bench. Stones, Walker, Lewis and Mateo Kovacic are midfield and defensive 4 options on the bench. This should be a win for City with that side, and maybe even another hat-trick for that man Erling Haaland up top. Well, there is the Arsenal dressing room, knowing this is a big game in their club's history. A win today for Arsenal by more than 2 goals would take them to a Champions League final. City players on the pitch ready here at the Emirates for a massive game. City's ticket to the Champions League final this season. Champions League action, it's semi-final second leg, live from London, the Arsenal Stadium, the Emirates Stadium. Manchester City versus Arsenal. Arsenal's captain Martin Odegaard is back, and he captains the side and comes out today. Will they have maybe a Jeremy Frimpong at right back today? He played against us at right back a few games quite a while ago in the Premier League, and he got absolutely burnt by Jeremy Doku. I don't think he's in there. They've gone with Ben White again, Arsenal, as they do try and hold City on the attack. Pep Guardiola's gone with quite an attacking forward 3-4, and then a very defensive back 4 and midfield 2, trying to break up those 2 parts of the game, with Ilkay Gundogan the sort of link between defence and attack. So City versus Arsenal, exactly the same starting 11 for them, bar 1 change. City make quite a few changes, and it's live here from the Emirates Stadium. Doku, nicely done by Doku. Ben White doesn't know what to do against Doku, and Doku skips away from him with pace. Great play from Doku. Doku, great dribbling. Doku. Haaland a chance here. Blocked back to Haaland. What a miss. That would have been us through, I think. A goal there, and we certainly through. What a miss from Erling Haaland. Martin Odegaard. Alan Varela straight them in on him. Wins it. Odegaard gets it back. And Diaz can't win it either. And Kai Havertz is in here. And Kai Havertz goes for goal. He tried it with the outside of the boot past the post, but 2 strikes already for Arsenal. Back to Bernardo Silva. He makes a run there. Calafiori stays with Bernardo. Gundogan. Varela. Right towards Bernardo Silva. Phil Foden. Flicks in behind to Bernardo here. Down to Haaland. Haaland in the middle! What a chance again! That's the second chance Haaland should score. But trying to cut out those passing angles. Ilkay Gundogan does, and he wins it back off Rice. Bernardo. Barella. Bernardo Silva. Against Saliba. Bernardo in towards Haaland here, and David Raya off his line. It falls, and Haaland can't claim it. Just flick it on, he can't do. Barella in there against Havertz. Half-time 0-0. As it stands, City are very composed and controlled. With 2 goals up on aggregate, and we are going to the Champions League final. Arsenal have got to do more to break us down. So far, they can't get in behind our defence. They can't get the ball off us, and we're playing really well in that sense. Bad ball by Barella. He's brilliant in positioning. Gets it back for him. Doku. Foden. Back through to Jeremy Doku. Trouble for Arsenal here. Doku, heavy touches. Doku, across the near post. Haaland's there for a chance again. Third chance falls Erling Haaland's way. And the third chance ends up at David Raya and not in the back of the net. That was a bad ball by Foden. He's worked hard to try and get a foot on it and win it back. Saka. In there is Gundogan, and City get it back again. Well played, Gundogan. Foden. Gundogan. Jeremy Doku. Doku for City. Against Gabriel. Sprints past him. Doku. Far post. It's Bernardo Silva! Side netting. We should have been 4-0 up here. Right to Doku. Haaland. Doku. Onside. Doku. Across the box. Phil Foden this time. No mistake this time by Manchester City. 1-0 at the Emirates. 4-1 in aggregate. And I tell you what, Arsenal, you're going home. Stay humble, Mikel Arteta. 4-1 Manchester City. Brilliant. Brilliant from City. Haaland over the top to Doku. 1 touch, 2 touch, across the box, and Phil Foden with a tap in. That is the goal that sends City surely to the Champions League final. He's 5th in the competition. City lead at the Emirates. And Arsenal have got a long, long way back now. Okay, with a foot in, not once but twice. Declan Rice gets away from him. Declan Rice, Diaz steps out. Chance for Ødegaard! And a big tip over the bar by City's goalkeeper Ederson. Very good save. Gundogan's been very good in midfield today, and I think in the Champions League, his experience... Foden, that's poor. That's poor by Foden. Chance for Havertz. And Kai Havertz is going to score to make it 1-1. And Arsenal pull one back. Well, imagine celebrating when you're 3-1 down. Look at the celebrations from Arteta. You're 3-1 down, guys. You're 3-1 down. Good goal by Havertz. Good goal by Havertz. It comes from Foden giving it away in midfield, and I think that is going to be Foden's last involvement in today's game. Diaz in there. Can't win it. Havertz. Ødegaard. Martinelli. Wrong side of Diaz. He looks to slam him. Can't do. Martinelli in here. Alan Varela chases. Martinelli. Alan Varela across. Martinelli still. Cuts inside. Outside. Martinelli! Puts it across the box. Ilkay Gundogan. Onto Savinho. De Bruyne. Through to Haaland. What a ball by De Bruyne. It's Erling Haaland here for City. It's Erling Haaland for Manchester City. It's 2-1 City. We're back in front. It's Erling Haaland in the Champions League semi-final. And it's De Bruyne off the bench. First touches and he gets an assist. What a ball. Haaland just gets running. De Bruyne finds him. He's faster and quicker than Gabriel. And it's across the goalkeeper into that bottom corner. De Bruyne with 4 across the Champions League semi-final. 10 goals in 12 Champions League games this campaign. Saliba off for timber. I don't know what Arteta's ideas are now. But they're 5-2 down. And Manchester City are surely going to the Champions League final now. Who's been a fantastic player. We've needed him for a while, a player like that. Ødegaard, fantastic feet. Havertz. Havertz to make it 2-2. Ederson with the save. Saka away from Ake. Into Havertz. John Stones wins it. Back to Ederson. Nice and long up towards Erling Haaland. Down to De Bruyne. First time out to Savinho. Full-time whistle goes. Manchester City are going to a Champions League final. Manchester City are in the FA Cup final. And Manchester City are on course to win the Premier League title. The treble is certainly on. Well, Manchester City can win the Premier League title today away at Southampton. Southampton find themselves all the way down in 16th position, but just out of that relegation zone. Everton have managed to leapfrog Wolves, and they're still battling. Even Nottingham Forest do have a chance of staying up on 24 points. Ipswich on 15 are completely down. But Forest do have a chance alongside Wolves, Southampton, Everton. I don't think Southampton get dragged into it really, but you never know. This is side 4, the game away at Southampton. De Bruyne, the captain, Erling Haaland are going to play as the 2 up top. Savinho, Lewis, Varela, Gundogan and Grealish across the midfield 5. Akanji, Stones and Vardy back three, Edison in goal. We've got Kyogo, Doku, Bob and Foden on the bench alongside Nunes, Kovacic, Diaz and Walker. So Manchester City once came away to Southampton looking for all 3 points to finish as Centurions, the first ever Premier League team to hit 100 points. They did that with a late goal from Gabriel Jesus, an assist from Kevin De Bruyne, and City still, the Centurions, are the only side ever to reach 100 points. Maybe that is a target for the Premier League next season. This year, we won't get there, I don't think. I don't think it's even mathematically possible. We're going against the Southampton side in the relegation battle, but at the moment, seem to be staying up. They've got a bit of daylight between them and the teams around them. And City are looking today with a win to mathematically confirm themselves Premier League champions for a 5th season in a row. Well, this is how Russell Martin's relegation-threatened Southampton side line up in a 5-3-2, looking more defensive against City. Ramsdale starts in goal. They've got Wood, Howard, Bellis, Stevens in there in that back line. Smallbone, Fernandes and Chukwu in the midfield. A 2 up top of Adam Armstrong and Cameron Archer. On to Rico Lewis and Rico through to Savinho. And Savinho for City. And he fires it across to Erling Haaland. It's great defending by the opposition. Akanji comes out to get it. Well, terrible header by Akanji. And Adam Armstrong's free. Stones a great challenge. But what was Akanji doing there? It's meant for John Stones then, but he didn't go. Right to Savinho. Oh, Savinho, great skill. Back into De Bruyne. Back to Haaland. Back to De Bruyne. Back to De Bruyne again. And somehow City don't open the score in there. Through to Erling Haaland, who runs after it. Back out to Jack Grealish. Grealish for City. Gundogan. Oh, Ilkay, that's really poor. Akanji goes and wins it back for Varela. Turns right into trouble. We've been a little bit like we're missing something today. I don't know what it is, but we are missing something. Probably a goal. We just made little mistakes we didn't need to. That's half-time. 0-0 with Southampton. City know 3 points winning the title at the moment. It's not looking likely. Through to Rico. Back to Haaland. De Bruyne. Into Gundogan. And onto Ramsdale. He's offside anyway. Ilkay Gundogan. Rico Lewis. De Bruyne. Oh, again, the final ball is crap. And De Bruyne of all people. Usually so much better than that. Where'd they go? Stones across. City, just that final ball's been so lacking today as Savinho goes and nicks it. Savinho. Pounces. Savinho. Savinho. Back. Erling Haaland this time. A save by Ramsdale. Behind for a corner and here come the changes. Foden in. Stones down. Vardy is there and away by Southampton. 73 minutes on the clock here. Gundogan again. Gundogan in. Vardy with a header and Aaron Ramsdale with a good tip over the bar. Vardy nearly scoring it. Foden in a game. John Stones the header and past the post by Captain John Stones. Varela good win back. Stones. Varela and less. One last chance here. Gundogan through to Foden. Oscar Bob makes the run. Bob for City. Bob in behind to Kyogo here. Kyogo squares it for Haaland. Oh, what a chance. That was the chance and he didn't square it right. Free kick Southampton with 10 seconds. Well, less than 10 seconds remain. That's game over. The game's over. A draw here means City don't win the title today. Maybe they do next time. Doku. Full-time whistle goes. A 0-0 draw at Southampton. A clean sheet for City. But we didn't score our chances. The final ball was really missing. And that meant we couldn't score goals. The final ball wasn't there. Haaland, I think, had one chance all game, which was poor. Well, Erling Haaland does have 33 goals in 34 Premier League games. He is one hat-trick away from hitting and levelling his own record. But he's not got many games left to do it. I think there's about 3 games left in the season. Haaland has got to be on it. We were planning to play the FA Cup final as the last game of today's episode. Because of the way things have changed, reaching the Champions League final, we will face Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. Alvarez against his former side, Diego Simeone versus Pep Guardiola. That is so exciting. We're going to end today's episode with a game at home against Aston Villa. Again, a second chance to win the Premier League title. And then it will be down to the final 2 episodes. Next episode will be Arsenal FA Cup final, Bournemouth and Fulham away. And the Champions League final will be in a standalone episode, as it is the Champions League final and the chance to possibly complete the treble. Well, top of the table, Manchester City have a real chance now to win the title, with Spurs dropping points again. Who did Tottenham draw against? Tottenham drew. We drew against someone. 0-0 with Crystal Palace means that now Tottenham have only 6 points to play for. They are currently 6 points behind us. So a single point today against Villa, if we avoid defeat, as I mathematically work that out not so quickly, means that Manchester City will win the title. And we play 6th place Aston Villa at home to end the episode, which perhaps is where we lift the Premier League title. But the Manchester City players so happy and knowing that they're going to win the Premier League title, some complacency has really slipped into the side. I mean, I've tried to keep as many complacent players out as possible. That is a new thing on EFC 25, where they go from, you know, sad, content, very happy, very, very happy, and then suddenly they go complacent. They're too happy. These players are too happy currently with their performances, so we need to try and get them down a level or two. So we kick all the complacent players out, barring 3. Savinho starts on the left, Haaland through the middle, and Ederson in goal. But it's Walker, Diaz, Stones, and Nathan Ake, Manchester City's back 4. Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, and Ilkay Gundogan in midfield 3. Savinho, Haaland, and Oscar Bob the front 3. And assignments-wise, we're going to make the captain Ruben Diaz today. He and Stones hopefully can form a good back line together. So ending hopefully with a Premier League title lift at the Etihad. Manchester City know they are 1 single point away from lifting the Premier League title now. Spurs is 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace. Spurs really slowed up on the title running. And Manchester City, we have just kept going and going and going, as we do. Out we come out against Aston Villa here. We knocked them out of the Champions League. They are looking to try and get a top 4 finish, but it does look beyond them now as they sit in 6th place. But a 5th place finish is certainly not. Emery starts with a 4-2-3-1 formation for Aston Villa. They start with Emi Martinez in goal. It is Pau Torres, Upamecano, Konsa and Digne the back 4. Sanchez and Onana in the midfield 2 with Philogene, Tillemans and Leon Bailey supporting their top goal scorer Ollie Watkins with 20. Got to remember our top goal scorer Erling Haaland is on course to break his record with 1 more hat-trick in the season with 3 games remaining. A goal in each would equal his 36 goal record. Here's Oscar Bob. Bob for City. Gundogan. Savinho made a run. Gundogan tries to reverse pass to Oscar Bob, who nods it down to Erling Haaland, who just isn't there. Bob apologises. What a chance that was. Walker. Kovacic. Gundogan. Nice feet from Ilkay. Savinho. Back in. Gundogan arriving. Just couldn't get there in time, and Gundogan's gone down injured. This hopefully it's not a serious one. Well, Bernardo wins it back. Bernardo Silva, a good save for Emi Martinez. Savinho can't keep it in, but Ilkay Gundogan seems to be okay. Seems to be okay. Savinho. Walker. Savinho out to Gundogan. Gundogan. From range, Ilkay Gundogan into the hands of Emi Martinez, but he might be forced off here, Ilkay Gundogan with an injury. Can't win it. Ake slides in. Doesn't win it either. Konsa forced backwards. What a challenge by Ake. Savinho into Erling Haaland here. Haaland for City. Haaland across to Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob for Manchester City. And it's a save by Emi Martinez. A brilliant save. Philogene. Well, Walker's not been a crucial player this season. Oh, great win back by City. Haaland onto Bernardo Silva here. Bernardo into Haaland. Onto Savinho. Savinho. Bernardo Silva a tap in. City get lucky. We absolutely made a mess of that one. We made an absolute mess of that one. But we get away with it. Bernardo Silva scores. I think Haaland should go for goal. But the pass to him wasn't great, to be honest with you. And in that position then, things had to change. But things changed actually positively. Haaland wide towards Savinho. He fires it across to Bernardo. He taps it. I don't think Savinho will get an assist for that. Gundogan's still carrying that knock. And Ilkay Gundogan. Important in that move as well there, Ilkay Gundogan. Really was. Might have to come off for Kevin De Bruyne. Good play by Haaland. Bernardo. In behind to Bob. Back across. Haaland a strike here. Blocked away by Upamecano. Back to Haaland again for 2-0. What a mistake by Villa again. And City pounds upon 2 mistakes. That is the reason Villa won't get Champions League football. Haaland thumps it in. Goal number 34 in the Premier League this season. And he is getting that bit closer to breaking that record. Into Bob. Back to Haaland. Hits it blocked. Straight off Sanchez back to Haaland. He hits it first time and he thumps it in the roof of the net, Erling Haaland. 2-0 City. Haaland and Bernardo on the score sheet. This man John Stones will into Bernardo Silva. Onto Kovacic, Gundogan. That is half time. Manchester City lead by 2-0. It should be 3. It should be 4 with 2 bigger chances. And I think Gundogan's going to be forced off at half time due to injury. This man deserves a hat-trick today, but we can't find him. Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob. on the overhead kick and it's behind for a corner. Good defending by Upamecano. With mistakes. Nunez has got to win this one. Down to Haaland. In behind to Savinho. Savinho! Savinho! Beats Walker. Bob with a foot in as well. Ronaldo working hard. Kovacic in there. Good spin by Watkins. He's done Diaz there. Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins! And a good save, Edison. Behind for the corner. Crap. Wide to Savinho wasn't there. De Bruyne. Through to Haaland. Takes it down. Haaland shoots right down the middle. Luca Dean long. Again up to Watkins. Diaz down to De Bruyne once again. Wide to Oscar Bob. Haaland. Haaland! 3-0 City. Bob with the assist and Erling Haaland with the goal for 3-0. He's level on goals for games, I think, isn't he? 35 games now, 35 goals for Erling Haaland. He's level goals for games. And he's 1 goal away from matching his record. This is a really good finish found by Bob, and he finds the bottom right-hand corner with ease. And it's feels like the more difficult chances we see Erling Haaland score. We're in the City defence here. Back he goes to Conte. Leon Bailey. Ball in behind here. Watkins. Watkins! And a good save, Edison. Had a few chances today. Watkins hasn't been able to score them. Corner ball. De Bruyne. Ball by City. De Bruyne. Foden. Foden still. Haaland. Turns. Haaland. Haaland wants the hat-trick. Good save by Martinez. Really good save. And that is full time. Manchester City 3, Aston Villa 0. We end the episode as Premier League champions. And we should get to see a trophy lift perhaps here. We do get to see a trophy lift. I don't even know who's the captain on the field. Is it Ruben Diaz? Is it Kevin De Bruyne? I'm not quite sure. It should be De Bruyne lifting the title. But I think it might be Ruben Diaz. Manchester City win the Premier League. Deserved win for Manchester City in the Premier League title race. We were behind at first. We had a good chase with Spurs, but in the end, Manchester City come out on top for the 5th year in the bounce. No one had ever won it 4 years in the bounce. City have now won it 5 years in the bounce. I don't think anyone will ever match that. And they say the Premier League has been turned into the Bundesliga by Pep Guardiola. It certainly has, because he is the best manager in the world, and he has built the best team in the world. Time and time again. And whenever the teams need to be rebranded, refreshed, he's done it. He's made a few changes, he's kept the squad mostly the same, and he's built on it year upon year. So Manchester City have done it again. City are Premier League champions. 5 years in the bounce we do it. And we end today's episode with 2 games left in the Premier League. Top of the table and champions already. What a performance this season, what an achievement. It's very difficult to win the league, but we have done it with flying colours really towards the end. Winning games on the bounce with ease. And it does mean we've got a lot to think about of what our aims are for next season. That ends today's episode. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. City champions for 5 years in a row. But the treble is still on with an FA Cup final and a Champions League final yet to play this season. Think you want to see these episodes extended? Do you want to see these episodes early? Join the We Are City Members Club. It's definitely worth it. We'll see you guys next time.